I was rinsing my face when I saw it, a shadow in the mirror. Standing right behind me, its eyes boring into mine. I turned, heart racing. Nothing there. Just an empty room. But when I looked back, it hadn't moved. What if the reflection you trust isn't yours alone? Welcome to Friday 13, where every story is real, and this one's mine. I'm Elliot, and this happened to me in 2020, in a rundown apartment in Tacoma, Washington. I've got the evidence, photos, recordings, scars. Stick around, because what I found in that mirror, it's still waiting for someone new to see it. It started in November 2020. I was 27, scraping by in Tacoma, living in a cheap apartment with peeling paint and a heater that rattled like it was alive, with Peemer software. The bathroom was the worst, damp, claustrophobic, with a mirror that always fogged up, no matter how cold the water. That night, I'd just gotten home from a double shift at the docks, my hands raw from the cold. I was splashing water on my face, shaking off the exhaustion, when I caught it in the mirror. A tall, thin shadow standing behind me. My stomach dropped. I whipped around, water dripping down my chin. The room was empty, the door locked tight. I laughed it off, blamed the late hours. But when I glanced back, it was still there, motionless, its edges blurred like smoke. I wiped the mirror with my sleeve, expecting it to vanish. It didn't. Its head tilted slightly, like it was studying. My pulse hammered. I stumbled that night. That pulse hammered. I stumbled out of the bathroom, slamming the door so hard the frame shook. I spent that night on the couch, lights blazing, convincing myself it was a hallucination. But sleep wouldn't come. Every creak of the building, every gust of wind against the windows, felt like it was calling me back, to look. Ow. The next day, I avoided the bathroom, brushed my teeth in the kitchen, kept my head down. But the air felt heavy, like someone was breathing down my neck. By nightfall, I couldn't avoid it. I needed a shower. The steam thickened as I stood there. The hot water stinging my skin. I kept my eyes on the tiles, but I could feel it watching. When I finally looked up, the mirror was fogged over, and there it was. Sharper now, its arms long and twisted, its face a smear of darkness, with two hollow eyes. I froze, soap slipping from my hand. It didn't move, just stared. I shouted, "What are you?" My voice echoing off the walls. No answer. I bolted, dripping wet, and locked myself in the bedroom, shivering under the blankets. That's when I noticed the scratches. Faint, jagged lines on the bathroom door frame, like something had clawed its way out. I hadn't seen them before. My throat tightened. I grabbed my phone, snapped a shaky photo of the mirror. Through the cracked open door, when I checked it later, the shadow was there, closer, its hand pressed against the glass. I deleted it, hands trembling, but the image stayed burned in my mind. I couldn't ignore it anymore. The next day, I called my cousin, Mara, who's into weird stuff. Tarot cards, her story. She came over her camera slung around her neck, and went straight to the bathroom. "This feels off," she said, her voice tight. She took photos, set up a cheap motion sensor camera I bought online. That night, we watched the feed together. At 2:47 a.m., the screen glitched. The mirror fogged up on its own, no steam, no heat, and the shadow appeared, pacing behind the glass. Then, it stopped, turned, and looked right at the camera. Mara gasped. "It knows we're watching," she whispered. The feed cut out. When it came back, the shadow was gone, but the camera was tilted, like something had bumped it. We stayed up, digging into the building's past. Online forums mentioned a death in my unit. Woman, 2003, found in the bathroom, wrists, cut in the bathroom, wrists cut. The official report called it suicide, but neighbors claimed she'd been terrified, smashing mirrors, screaming about eyes in the glass. My skin crawled. Mara found a grainy news clipping. The woman's name was Claire, 32, a recluse. The article mentioned a detail that made my blood run cold. Scratches on the walls, unexplained. I thought of the doorframe. Was this her? Was she still here? Days blurred together. I stopped sleeping, kept every light on. The shadow brewed together. I stopped sleeping, kept every light on. The shadow grew bolder, showing up in the bedroom window, the kitchen sink's reflection, even the blank TV screen. I covered every shiny surface with towels, but the scratching got louder, echoing through the walls. One night, I woke to silence, too silent. The power was out. I grabbed a flashlight, crept to the bathroom. The mirror was clear, no fog, and the shadow was inside it, its face inches from the glass, mouth gaping. Then, it moved. The glass rippled like water, and it stepped out, its form solidifying, tall, hunched, reeking of damp rot. I screamed, swung the flashlight. It hit nothing but air. The lights flickered back on, and it was gone. But the mirror was cracked, a spiderweb of fractures radiating from the center. Ever seen something in a reflection that shouldn't be there? Tell me in the comments that shouldn't be there. Tell me in the comments. I need to know I'm not alone. Because what happened next nearly broke me. I moved in with Mara, but it followed. I'd catch it in her car side mirror, the hallway window, even a spoon on the table. Always closer, always watching. I stopped looking at anything reflective, wore hoodies to shield my eyes. But one night, alone at her place, the scratching returned, slow, deliberate, from the guest bathroom. I gripped a kitchen knife, heart pounding, and crept toward the sound. The mirror was fogging up, the shadow's face pressed against it, its eyes wide and unblinking. It whispered my name, Elliot, low and guttural. I dropped the knife, backed away. The glass shattered outward, shards flying, and it lunged. Cold hands gripped my shoulders, its breath rancid against my face. I thrashed, screamed, "Leave me alone." Darkness swallowed me. I woke at dawn, sprawled on the floor, glass everywhere. My arms were scratched, thin, red lines, like it had marked me. The mirror was gone, but it had marked me. The mirror was dust, but the shadow was gone. I left Tacoma that week, ditched everything reflective. I still feel it though, every time I pass a window, every time I catch my shadow moving too slow. This was real. 2020 Tacoma, Washington. I've got the footage, the photos, the scars. If you doubt me from a mirror, I'll post the comments. I'll post links to what's left. Next time you're in front of a mirror, look twice. Is it just you? Or is something waiting, patient and silent, for you to notice? That's my story. True as the panic I still taste. If you've seen something unexplainable in your reflection, share it below. I'll read every word. Hit that like button if this chilled you. Subscribe for more real horrors, and drop your own true tale. We'll go over it. Feature the creepiest in our next video, maybe yours. This is Friday 13, signing off, but the shadows never do.